Hey y'all, happy Monday. So I'm in a bit of a different location and actually holding my mic because the hubby is shampooing our square carpet downstairs. So we have like the laminate floor, but you know how you put the square carpet in your living room, it doesn't cover the whole living room, but just enough. And we both looked at it this weekend and was like, we felt like you can see the parts that people walk on, which isn't a lot because it's not mainly where you walk, but you could still see like there's bright white spots versus other, because there's different colors and some of the colors in the carpet are the colors of our furniture. So we both felt like it needed to be cleaned. And so he at his job every year he gets to, I think it's every year, every so often, he gets to like pick something out of a catalog and he got a nice steamer. So he's downstairs steaming the carpet, making noise. So I said, I'm gonna record from our room. I could have went down in our back room, but I was like, I'm going upstairs to take a shower, do the night routine. Anyway, got my hair freaking wet in the shower. So annoyed. But anyway, so I'm in my closet. I said, I'm gonna give y'all a little Carlos King action clawfist. No, I'm just joking. Not quite big enough to be a clawfist, but it's enough to be my closet. So, how y'all doing? How was y'all weekend? Real quick, y'all know that we attended a funeral on Saturday, and I had mentioned to y'all that we used to go to Jamal Bryant's church, and he was uh the a gentleman that passed away. Him and his wife were the leaders of our marriage ministry, and were like very instrumental in our marriage and in other marriages, and they were just real, like real people, like no phony, churchy, like I mean, of course, they're believers, but they're just real, tell it like it is people. And we loved him. And Jamal actually did come and do the eulogy. I was like, oh, he is here. We get there. We haven't been there in 4 years because we stayed after Jamal left. A different pastor came in, and then it was just so many different things going on that we ended up just basically not going back. So we haven't been there in 4 years. So, people, oh my God, they want to see, but you're like at a funeral, so you're kind of like, y'all, funeral packed out. We get there, and Chawada asked us to speak on behalf of the marriage ministry. The couple that was supposed to speak had an emergency. They're there mourning him, and he gets the call that his grandmother passed. So they had to leave. So they nominated us, or asked us rather, to speak. And I will say it was an honor to be able to pay our respects, if you will, one last time to um, this great man that we lost, and his wife and his kids and his granddaughter. I can't even imagine. Everybody grieves differently, but she was her granddaughter, the granddaughter was very, very close to her grandfather. And that's how I was. And my grandfather died when I was 19, and it was like, so, um, I get it, but it was oh my gosh, the service, y'all, was so beautiful, and the repast. But anyway, did that. And then later on that day, we went to a wedding, and it was so crazy. It was almost like an alternate universe, like where they're celebrating the life and legacy of someone. And then later on that evening, we're at a wedding where they're saying, till death do us part. And we just saw death do somebody part. So it was definitely a long day, for sure. But let me get into some of the things I want to talk to y'all about because I'm hungry and I want to go eat. My Real Housewives of Orange County, it should have been up tomorrow. I have watched it twice. I'm now in the note taking phase, but I promise it will be out this week. It'll be out before Thursday, which is when the new episode comes out. That's for sure. So sorry, but I was supposed to do it Sunday. I started doing it Sunday, but then friends of mine came over and we were up talking. Friends of me and Corey's came over and their kids, and we were here till a little bit after midnight, just talking and catching up and stuff. So bear with me, y'all. All right, let's get into it. First up, let's talk some Bravo. Jax Taylor. So this is according to the New York Post. Jax Taylor diagnosed with bipolar disorder, PTSD, amid Brittany Cartwright divorce. He says it's a lot to process. Jax Taylor revealed he's been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and PTSD. The Vanderpump Rules alum 45 shared the news in an Instagram post Monday with a black and white photo of him sitting on a couch while holding papers. A little over a month ago, I checked into an intensive inpatient treatment facility, scared of the unknown and what I would find out about myself. Taylor began his message to his followers. After many years of knowing something was wrong, because y'all remember he used to say he had a broken brain, but not knowing exactly what it was, I recently learned that I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and PTSD. It's been a lot to process and an emotional time for me. However, I've come home to my son with a newfound sense of peace. Taylor, who is getting divorced from his wife, Brittany Cartwright, the mother of his 3-year-old son, Cruz, told fans he'd be lying if he said he wasn't scared for the future. But my focus is just trying to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday. Mental health is a lifelong battle of not letting it control you, but rather you learning to control it. The Valley Star went on to thank everyone who has reached out in support and who also shared their own personal struggles with me. Your messages have helped me more than you know. So look, I'm going to say this. We know Jax is a lot. Y'all, this lighting is, we know Jax is a lot, can be a lot, right? We know he be lying or, kind of stuff. But I will say this. If he went into this treatment facility and was diagnosed with this PTSD and bipolar, I commend him for taking the steps to get better, period. For himself, first of all, because, people say do it for your child, but sometimes when you do it for someone else, no matter who it is, you don't see it through. But when you do it for yourself, you see it through, which then benefits those around you and those who love you. So if this is the case, I'm wishing him all of the, would you say blessings or just the strength to get through this and really deal with it head on, if this is the case. So hey, shout out to Jax for sharing this, because mental health is important to talk about. There's still sometimes a stigma and a shame around it. So shout out to him for being transparent. Moving on, let's talk Miss Brittany Cartwright. Brittany Cartwright speaks publicly on divorce filing. It's been a week. Brittany speaks. Last week, Brittany Cartwright filed for divorce from her estranged husband, Jax Taylor. The stars of the Valley were married in 2019, but announced their separation in February of this year. After some back and forth and some promotion of their show, Brittany was the one to pull the trigger on actually filing. Rumor has it that Jax was served papers on camera while filming season 2 of the show. I actually saw an account online, and my apologies, I forget who it was, but they said they heard from someone that was either on set or like a part of the filming that Brittany had already served Jax, but they wanted to get it on camera, so they had her serve him again. We don't know if that's true or not, but I guess we're going either way. We're going to see him being served on camera, whether it was his first time or not. Let's see. Rumor has it that Jax was served papers on camera while filming season 2 of the show. While she couldn't share too many details, Brittany addressed fans for the first time since the news of her filing. On an episode of When Reality Hits with Jax and Brittany, the mom of one addressed the elephant in the room. I was wondering if she was doing the podcast without him while he's been gone. So it's been a week. It's been a big week. I'm sure everyone listening has seen the news online by now that I filed for divorce from Jax. I unfortunately can't speak on details because everything has been heavily documented, i.e. filmed for the show, on the show, since we happen to be filming right now. Yep. We will see how everything plays out once the show airs, but I will say this. This season has been the most difficult season I have ever had to film. I never imagined I'd go through something so personal and painful while having the world watch. Britt also took a moment to acknowledge the timing of it all. Many have said online that they think it's been a publicity stunt for the show or to garner ratings. It's the furthest thing from that. My decision to file wasn't made lightly or quickly. It's taken me many years to get to this point where I've gained enough courage and strength to do what was best for me, get myself out of a toxic relationship, and ultimately see my worth. While the couple has to continue filming together, Brittany made it clear that they won't be podcasting as a duo anymore. Moving forward, Jax and I will be doing the podcast separately. I love you guys and just hang in there with me. Thank you. So I'm wondering if one week it'll be her, one week it'll be him with different guests or by themselves. I mean, that could work. I guess it'd be interesting. Well, I was going to say it'd be interesting to see. Not really. I'm lying. It's not interesting to me to see. Maybe it'd be interesting for some. But I've never heard of that happening on a podcast. So who knows? Anyway, shout out to Brittany. Shout out to Brittany. Speaking of divorce, y'all, every time I say divorce now, I hear Dave Hollister. I want a divorce. And like in like a lot of Black folks in community, I know 50% of the words, so I can't sing any more of it. Let's speak about Judge Mathis. Hold on. I'm sure y'all may have seen this by now, but we need to watch it together as a family. So let's get into it. I'm trying to do it so that it comes right on. Judge Mathis said he's getting his wife big.
Doing all right. Hey, Judge Mathis, how are you today, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I want to ask.
I'm not good. Rather, it's the worst days of my life. How about that?
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you, with news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well. I would say the other man. Maybe I'll be an example for other men. Cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife. See how me at the airport now, flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third. Serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your wife.
So I do want to ask, the date of separation is listed back in July 17th. Has this been coming for some time now, or was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in LA, I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority. But as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road, doing the same thing. And
pause for a second. Was that him when he said he's in LA making it a priority? Was he talking about the taping of his show, y'all think? And did y'all watch his show? I wonder if that's what it was. Like, I stayed in LA making my wife a priority, but it was because your job was in LA, which was taping. So technically, was it really putting your wife first, or was it doing your job that happened to be in LA in your home base? And now he's at the air, as he's talking about putting his wife first, he's flying out.
In terms of going out into another city, but I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th meant.
Would you say you two are in a good place right now, or able to maintain a friendship? Or
oh yeah, we're still in the same house and we're maintaining a friendship, and I'm trying to get my wife back. I have to show her that though. Hopefully I can show her while we're there together before, and hopefully she doesn't complete the process, but I'm changing in hopes that she will. I'm gonna get my wife back. How about that? Absolutely. I just wanted to eliminate all them rumors too.
How about that? He sounds like Miss E. I wonder if he's flying out for work. If he's flying out for work, I get you have to do what you have to do, I guess. But then again, at this stage and again where he's at in his career, could he possibly not have? We don't know. It's all speculation because he's not saying why he's flying out. And if it was for work, I would think he'd be saying, I'm flying out for work. You know what I mean? Now let's talk about rumors.
Something about a baby or even me molesting a child. It's none of that. I've just told you what it is.
There were also, kind of some rumors of any infidelity. Did you want to clear that up at all? You say it's solely neglect.
Well, neglect can create suspicion, certainly. And if you're gone as much as I am, you have every right to suspect. You go to work, you go serving the community around the country, then you go with your guys to sporting events around the country, you go to other events except without your wife hanging with you and enjoying herself with you. And so, yeah, she would have a right to suspect infidelity.
Not what he asked you.
That's not the purpose. That's not the reason for this.
Okay, so y'all heard him say that's not the purpose.
Means the world to be able to come home and share my story.
Y'all heard him say that's not the purpose. That's not the reason for this. He's a judge. He's been a lawyer, so he knows how to answer questions. So I'm wondering if, because the paparazzi said basically was infidelity a factor. And he said, that's not the reason for this. I wish he had said, well, has infidelity ever been a factor? I guess one could argue, well, that doesn't have anything to, if he's saying it has nothing to do with divorce, then why ask? Because I want to know. That's why. Either way, look, what I hope for the both of them is that they get what makes them both happy, period. Whether that's them getting back together or whether that's them getting a divorce. I'm not going to say, oh, I hope they stay and work it out if it wasn't working for her. I mean, again, 39 years and you decide to pull the plug, you're fed up. When a woman's fed up, you're fed up. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So I hope that they both do what makes them happy and will enrich both of their lives. I do feel like Judge Mathis was kind of tap dancing a little bit. Do y'all think that randomly the paparazzi found him though? Because I've never, I could have missed it, okay? But I don't recall ever really seeing the paparazzi after Judge Mathis. Again, there may be plenty of examples out there that I just don't know, so y'all let me know. But again, shout out to Judge Mathis and Linda. Next up, let's talk about Miss Shannon Beador. This is according to RadarOnline.com. Y'all, OC is good. Shannon Beador tells judge she shouldn't have to repay $75,000 loan for facelift to ex-lover turned Alexis Bellino fiance, John Jansen. They messy for that caption. They could have said Jan Johnson. They said ex-lover turned Alexis Bellino fiance. Shannon Beador doesn't owe her ex-boyfriend, John Jansen, anything for any financial help he may have given her during their relationship. RadarOnline.com can reveal the Real Housewives of Orange County has explained her position in a lawsuit brought on by Jansen in court documents. In his lawsuit, Jansen, who just announced his engagement to RHOC co-star Alexis Bellino, is demanding Beador repay him $75,000 for loans he gave her to pay for a facelift and other expenses. In court documents, Beador claims that during their 4-year relationship, the couple regularly shared their finances. Beador's lawyer said John and Shannon were in a romantic relationship for over 4 years. During the relationship, the parties regularly shared their finances and assisted each other with certain financial contributions. Her lawyer continued, after the relationship soured and eventually ended, John now claims that the $75,000 he provided to the defendant during the relationship were loans subject to specific yet unidentified loan terms, such as interest, attorney's fees, repayment, timing, and the like. Defendant denies that said monies were loans, but were simply money shared during the relationship. In his original complaint, Jansen claims Beador asked him for $40,000 for a facelift in 2022. A few months later, she asked for a $35,000 loan. During the season of The Real Housewives of Orange County, currently airing, the lawsuit has been a focal point because John and Alexis don't have nothing else to talk about. If you took out John and Alexis, actually, if you took out John, her storyline about John and Shannon, she could just be fine and natural drama would just create. But I'm sick of this with Alexis. Before Jansen sued Beador for fraud and breach of contract, he asked her to establish a payment plan. In what some would call extortion, which it seems like, he said that if she did not do so, AKA, if you do not do what I want, if you do not clear my name, he would release damaging footage of her night she was arrested for DUI taken on his Ring camera. Shannon chose to fight his demands for repayment and even asked that the case be thrown out and her attorney fees covered by her ex after he filed the suit. Beador argued part, if not all, of John's alleged damages were incurred as a result of John's own breaches, acts, omissions, and negligence, and thus recovery by John against Shannon is barred or reduced accordingly. Jansen slugging it out in court with Beador has not stopped him from moving on with his life. This week, he and Beador's RHOC co-star Bellino announced they are engaged after only 9 months together. Beador has yet to respond to Jansen's big news. Look, I don't like the threatening part because it almost feels illegal in a way. Either you do what I tell you to do, or I'm going to release these damaging things about you. And Alexis crying all last week. I wanted to reach to my TV and snatch. Like, I'm tired. I hope Shannon wins, and I believe her. I believe that they were a couple that were together, and he gave her money. He got any text messages from her that say loan? Can you loan me? Was she smart enough to not text it like Margaret with Jackie? Remember Dolores told Jackie, she's smarter than you, when Jackie was like, Margaret talks about your relationship. Yeah, just not in a text message. She's smarter than you, Jackie. Anyway, do y'all believe Shannon? I do. Let me know what y'all think about all of this. Are y'all watching RHOC? I know I ask y'all that all the time. And this last story, I'm even scared to talk about it. according to the Jasmine brand. Lee Daniels and Monique detail strange things that happened on set of the Deliverance movie. Actress suffered health scare and director's dog died. Lord, Holy Spirit, come through my house as I talk through this, because what they say is going on. I don't even think I don't even know if I should be watching the movie after what they experienced filming it. Lee Daniels, the Deliverance had some interesting vibes on set. The famed director revealed that he had a deliverer on the set of the film after discovering strange things that occurred during the taping of other movies like Poltergeist and The Exorcist. He said during an interview with Sirius XM's Bevy Smith, things happen and I was not going to let things happen on my set. And also I needed it for me. And so we prayed before and there's those of us that don't believe in prayer. Really beautiful. Oh, he added that the prayers were really beautiful, and I think we needed it. I guess he didn't finish that last statement because he said, and so we prayed before and then it just goes, and there's those of us that don't believe in prayer. I don't know if he's included in the us. Still, the bad juju might have still been present, as Monique, who stars as Cynthia Henry in the movie, had a health scare while filming. Lee Daniels' dog died on set. Come on, Jasmine Brand. Some of these are typos. And his sister was diagnosed with lung cancer shortly after filming a chemotherapy scene, he revealed. And even with that, there were still things that happened on the set. That was, my sister is in every movie that I've ever done as my good luck charm. And she was in the scene with Glenn in the chemo scene. And she's the one that sort of gave her an attitude in the chemo scene. And 2 days later, after being in the chemo scene, she was diagnosed with lung cancer. Literally, my dog died on set. Monique was also in the interview alongside with co-stars Andra Day, who previously said in an interview with People magazine that she prayed in tongues for real to help her throughout filming. Glenn Close and Demi Singleton. The Parker's alum pointed out that she had a medical emergency during filming as well. She revealed, Mr. Daniels had me doing a scene, okay? And we're outside. It was just the demon. Oh, it was just the demon. It was just the demon was supposed to be on top of the building. So they kept blowing this. I mean, at one point, I'm like, Lee, do we have this S because I can't breathe? They kept blowing. He was like, one more time, one more time. So when I got finished, right, my thyroid was big. I mean, it was just sick. Oh, baby. I was like, what kind of S is this? It was a lot of things happening with the Deliverance. Glenn Close also noted that this was her first time in her career that she has seen praying in a circle on a set. Yes, with somebody, with the deliverer who spoke in tongues sometimes. I thought it was incredible. But Lee would say, okay, we're going to pray now. Anybody want to come? We're going to do it now. So everybody knew what we were doing, and they could choose to come or not. It didn't matter. That's a little bit of a tough read. I was trying to correct it as I was saying it out loud. But y'all, that's a lot. Listen, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. No cat, no dog, no giraffe, no zebra, no nothing. Not going to do it. Find somebody else to do it. Child beat and fell out. And I don't want to open my eyes and see Jesus. I mean, I do. Just I'm not ready now. Child, and I don't like to be scared. I've never liked scary movies. Even suspenseful movies or thrillers sometimes I can't watch. I don't like the feeling of being scared. I never understood why some people like the feeling of being scared, but I guess it's the adrenaline and stuff like that. Like my kids, my husband, they can watch them. I cannot. I'll be running through this house like, what y'all watching? Blood of Jesus. I like to mess with them. But for real though, I just don't, because for me, I believe in that stuff. You have some Christians that only believe in the good spiritual stuff, the Holy Spirit or this, or, God using somebody to speak a word to you. So, that's spiritual, because how would they have known? But they don't want to consider, if you believe in that side, you have to believe there's another side. You can't just cherry pick it and have it your way. If you believe in the supernatural, it's the supernatural, period. Whether it's for God or for the devil or whomever, you know what I'm saying? So you have to believe both. So that's why I don't play around when it comes to that stuff. I grew up in a church where I have seen literal women. Men too, but I'm saying women because our voice registers can sometimes be a little higher, although right now I'm a little deep. Writhing on the floor, literally just projectile vomiting, speaking in a different, like, rawr. I have seen it with my own eyes from the time I was a child. So I don't play about that. Meaning, I don't just take it lightly. I believe in the good stuff and not this, that I believe in all of it. If you believe in spirituality again and the supernatural and all that, you have to believe in both. Sometimes Christians are so Christian. What's that saying? They're so holy, they're going to roll right past the gates of heaven. But anyway, so yeah, I would have been scared. I can't. You want me to act in it? Can't do it. You're going to have to slather me in holy on that Pompeii holy oil on Saturday. But anyway, there's seemed that there was a lot going on. I mean, that was a lot. I mean, certain of those things you would say is a coincidence. Yes, his sister did the chemo scene and was diagnosed with cancer. It's like, okay, it was clearly in her body. I'm thinking already. Then Monique getting sick, her thyroid, his dog dying, like crazy. That's why I said, I can't even watch the movie. Nope, I'm scared. Anyway, y'all, that's all I'm going to talk to y'all about tonight. There are some more stories that I have seen that I want to talk to y'all about, but I'll talk to y'all about them tomorrow. I love y'all so much. It is September 2nd. Let's set our intentions for this month. What are we focused on? What are we trying to accomplish? Are we carrying anything over from August? Y'all let me know because I want to be there manifesting right alongside y'all because we deserve all good things in life. I love y'all so much and I will talk to y'all later. This coloring is so, I look like clay dirt. All right, anyway, love y'all. See ya.